Hi everybody, I'm going to go through my predictions for 2011, but let me first share with you some of my predictions I've made over the last couple of years that have come to pass. Well, all of you know since 2008 I've been publicly saying buy gold and silver. In 2008 gold was at $850 and silver was at $11 an ounce. Gold is now over $1,400. And silver, as we know, is over $30 an ounce. So if you had just bought some, even in the last year, silver has gone up 62%, gold has gone up 23%. So what I'm saying here is I'm continuing to see aspects that show a long bull market in gold and silver. So for those of you who have not yet considered getting gold and silver and who may think it's too expensive, rethink it, because I'm looking at the aspects astrologically and I am seeing that the price of gold and silver are going to go up considerably. My predictions for this coming year will be that gold goes to at least $1,800 an ounce at least, and silver really has an unlimited price range, but let's say at least $50 an ounce conservatively. So that's gold and silver. With Pluto in Capricorn, I did say that we were going to see greater transparency and we were going to see secrets unearthed. Look at WikiLeaks. Look at OpenWiki. Look at what's happening. And we're at the beginning of this with all these hackers around the world who have a great deal of power to bring information that has been subdued, taken away from the public eye, and to bring it out into visibility. I also said that we were going to see, apart from some countries where there are still bubbles, China for example, that over the most part real estate would continue to fall, and it has. It's fallen anywhere from 10 to even over 70% in certain areas. And my prediction is that many of the bubbles that we're seeing, including in Australia, it's been a real bubble there, I think that's already bursting, and I think we'll see that burst this year, and we will see countries maybe who have as yet been unscathed by the property fallout will start to follow suit. But in America, I think it's going to, for the most part, get worse. There will be pockets around the world where they will maintain their prices. But for the most part, we will see property prices plummet. So be very careful before you decide to invest in any kind of property this year. I said that we would see unemployment rising. Well, in the US, it's at a 26-year high, and particularly among young people. In Spain, right now, between the 18 and 26-year-olds, 50% of them are unemployed. And I also said we were going to see more civil unrest. Now, particularly as Uranus goes into Aries in March of 2011, we're going to see unrest like we've not seen before. We're at the beginnings of it. And Uranus very much is a youth movement. The young people are dissatisfied. The young people can see what future have they got. The tuition fees going up hundreds of percent in the UK. Is it any wonder they were out revolting? So we're going to see more of this. We're at the beginning of it. But the predictions I made for this last year have come true. Sadly, many of them have come true. I did say that we would see more bailouts. Well, we've got quantitative easing happening all over the place. And who knows, the Fed may even do another round of QE3, as they call it, coming up maybe next spring or summertime. They may do another injection of printing more money. That's what I'm seeing here coming up. We're also going to see greater taxes. That's already happening. Property taxes are going up, wages are going down, prices are going up, and taxes are going up. And I don't know how it is in your country, but here in New Zealand, they're so strapped for cash, the governments and the authorities, they're chasing small amounts like $20 and $30. They're coming after the small person. So I'm seeing more of this. I'm seeing more with this waning square of Pluto to Uranus. We are going to see more dissatisfaction because people are going to feel more restricted and they are going to want to break out, and they're going to see, well, what do I have to lose? I might as well go all out and just fight for what I want now because there's nothing more to lose. this will be the mentality of many of the people. Government leaders. I said that government leaders were going to get voted in and out of office very quickly. We saw that with Kevin Rudd in Australia. He was only in office for a year. He got voted out by his own party. Look at what happened in the midterm elections in the United States. A huge sweeping turn of events and a change of the power balance. So Neptune changes sign briefly this year, and again properly in February of 2012. Neptune coming into its own sign of Pisces. What this means, in my opinion, I predict that we're going to see a lot more flooding. We're already seeing that in Australia right now, but we are going to see it where places like towns or cities can just be absolutely deluged, just disappear overnight. We saw the oil slick with Jupiter and Uranus together in Jupiter and Uranus together in Aquarius. And that was the greatest oil spill we'd ever seen. Well, as it comes into Pisces, we're going to see anything connected with water. We're probably going to see a water crisis of water, and also waterborne diseases becoming more rife. We're going to have issues around drugs, around pharmaceuticals. All these come into play when Neptune comes into Pisces. I'm also predicting that we're going to have like a parallel universe going on, because we're going to have all this fighting and revolting and people being very angry with the Uranus and Pluto square. And then we've got this Neptune coming into Pisces, which is going to be people who are on a different plane entirely, who are not looking at any of that, who withdraw from society, who withdraw, and they want a simpler, easier life. They might live in a community with people who have got similar ideals, but we are going to see people who will want just more leisure, more pleasure and less stress, and they'll be opting out from the mainstream. This will be the effects of this Neptune changing sign. A big effect is going to be the changing sign of Uranus, of course, in March. You can expect to see rallies in stock markets. I would not be surprised with Uranus and Jupiter in Aries, people taking massive risks, huge amount of speculation, and I would not be surprised if there are huge rallies up to around July, August time. At that point, I think there could be a shift, and we're still between this 9-year period got an opportunity for stock markets to drop to 90% of their all-time highs. So that it's still happening, folks. It's not over. We're very much still in these volatile moments. As far as sectors are concerned, wherever Jupiter is, shows the stock sectors which are likely to increase in value. So for part of the year, we've got Jupiter in Aries, and the stocks that would be ruled by that would be anything to do with weapons, guns, steel, sports. After June going into Taurus, it would rule banking, financial institutions, investments, packaging, containers. Those would be the industries one would expect to outperform the market. Wherever Saturn is, tends to be sectors that underperform the market. And it's going to be in Libra all year. So this would rule anything involving cosmetics, jewellery, apparel, the law, the legal profession. All these sectors may in fact underperform during this year. So I think we're going to see a willingness from people to take risks as never before. We're going to see much more action rather than thinking about it. With the cardinal climax, we are still very much in this cardinal climax, and it's going to affect us personally in our lives. But by knowing these economic changes, by seeing what's happening politically, you can make some informed choices in advance, because these are cycles that repeat themselves. I write about them on blogs and various articles. If you're more interested, you can look me up and look at those articles if you want more information. But at least what I'm trying to share with you here are my predictions for this year, and I hope it gives you a heads up as to things that you can focus on and things that might help you to ride the waves of this volatility and hopefully come out relatively unscathed. So let me take this opportunity to wish you all a very, very happy, healthy and prosperous 2011. Thanks very much for listening. Bye for now.